Big news has now arrived on Gunners. You want to know all the details, so follow me until the end of the video. But first, if you are in love with Arsenal, show your love and subscribe to THE channel now and turn on notifications. Here we post daily news and behind the scenes of the biggest club in THE Premier League, Arsenal. Thank you. Manchester City may face a decisive blow to the title next week as Premier League manager pledges support for Arsenal. Arsenal is in good form but still relies on Manchester City under Pep Guardiola to drop points in the Premier League title race. Fulham manager Marco Silva has committed to giving his teams full effort in the upcoming clash against Manchester City. Fulham faithful and Arsenal fans eagerly anticipate the match at Craven Cottage, where the Cottagers aim to disrupt City's title aspirations. Arsenal is currently just 1 point ahead of Pep Guardiola's team, which faces a crucial fixture. Nevertheless, Silva offered some words of hope to Gunners fans ahead of the showdown with the champions next weekend. "We will try to win the game as always," promised Silva. "It's clear to me, we will try, 100%. We are playing against one of the best teams in the world, if not the best in my opinion. But, as always, especially at Craven Cottage, we are a very tough team to face and we will give City a very difficult game too." However, Fulham's recent goalless draw with local rivals Brentford may have dampened spirits a bit. The match lacked the expected fervor in the derby, although Brian Bumo hit the crossbar, and Raúl Jiménez missed a significant opportunity for Fulham. Arsenal continues to pressure City as the Premier League title race enters its final fortnight, with Saturday's 3-0 victory over Bournemouth marking their fourth consecutive win since last month's defeat to Aston Villa. City, however, has shown no signs of dropping points. They know that victories against Fulham, Tottenham, and West Ham will secure a fourth consecutive league title. Gary Neville sends Arsenal a new Premier League title message as Man City's new truth becomes clear. Arsenal news as Tottenham leaves Mikel Arteta's title hopes hanging by a thread after a first-half defeat against Liverpool. Gary Neville has little faith in Tottenham's ability to do Arsenal a favour in their quest for the Premier League title. The Gunners once again set the pace for Manchester City on Saturday with a 3-0 victory over Bournemouth, but the champions did not falter. They also notched a comfortable win, scoring 5 goals against the hapless Wolves, thanks to Erling Haaland's 4 goals. The lead difference remains just 1 point, with Mikel Arteta's side in the lead, but Pep Guardiola's men have the most crucial game at hand. With only 2 weeks left in the season, there's still only a slim margin separating master and apprentice once again. Attention turns, therefore, once again to the remaining fixtures. Arsenal travels to Manchester United next week in a big game. Erik ten Hag's men are still fighting to maintain their place in the top 6, as well as glimpsing an unlikely chance at 5th place. There's still plenty to play for there, and United loves to spoil one of their rivals' plans. Manchester City faces Fulham before taking on Tottenham in the following game. After Spurs suffered a 4-0 loss to Liverpool on Sunday, on their way to a 4th consecutive league defeat, conceding 13 goals in the process, Neville is not confident that Ange Postecoglou's team will pose many problems for City. "Arsenal has a job to do at Old Trafford next weekend and City has a job to do at Fulham," he said in the commentary after goals from Mohamed Salah, Andy Robertson, Cody Gakpo, and Harvey Elliott put Reds in a commanding lead. "But I think fans, coaches, and players of Arsenal, if you looked at this Tottenham team and thought they could somehow up their game for that Tuesday week's game, it would be doubtful when you see them now before you." Tottenham showed some signs of a surprising recovery after Richarlison and Son Heung-min scored in quick succession. However, it wasn't enough to make up for the terrible first 45 minutes. This leaves Tottenham just 4 points ahead of Newcastle, in 6th place and in free fall. Manchester United can narrow that gap to 3 points with a win over Crystal Palace on Monday. Mikel Arteta admits Arsenal's new approach to referees amid Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka verdicts. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has admitted to changing his approach in dealing with refereeing decisions following some controversial calls during Arsenal's 3-0 victory over Bournemouth. What a difference a few months make. Not long ago, Mikel Arteta was seen as the Premier League's bad boy among managers. The Arsenal coach faced heavy criticism for his touchline behavior towards referees, culminating in the peak of it all during the November defeat to Newcastle. "It's embarrassing, it's an absolute disgrace, that's what it is, a disgrace," Arteta said after Newcastle's winning goal wasn't disallowed despite 4 separate VAR checks. "There's so much at stake, we dedicate so many hours to compete at the highest level, and you can't imagine the amount of messages we receive saying this can't continue. It's unacceptable, there's so much at stake. I don't want to be in the hands of these people. I don't know how to feel. I'm wasting my time, we're wasting our time. It's already hard enough to compete against Newcastle, they're a very good team, but we have to talk about how that goal happened. It's a shame it was allowed. For more than one reason, it shouldn't have been a goal. I've been in this country for over 20 years, and refereeing is nowhere near the level of the best league in the world. Fast forward to Saturday's 3-0 victory over Bournemouth, and Arsenal's manager's approach couldn't be more different. Granted, the circumstances were less prickly. Arteta had just seen his team secure a convincing win over a side sitting 5th in the Premier League standings. The game still had some controversial decisions. Most notably, an early foul from Ryan Christie on Bukayo Saka. Challenging for a bouncing ball, the Scottish international arrived late, drawing blood from Saka's shin. It was a decision that could well have justified a red card, and much less a yellow card, and perhaps made for an easier afternoon for Arsenal, given the score was 0-0 at the time. However, when questioned about it post-match, Arteta was oddly reserved. The honest answer is I didn't see any of the incidents because I knew you were going to ask me, Arteta said in his post-match press conference. I did it on purpose. The analyst said if you want to watch, and I said no, because then I can tell the truth. I didn't see them, so I can't comment or have an impression. The one with David, the foul, I can't see because it's too far. The one with Bukayo, is it on purpose or not? I don't know. It's difficult for me to judge. This is consistent with Arteta's refusal to comment on the controversial decision not to award Arsenal a penalty in the closing stages of the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. The Spaniard admitted to seeking administrative advice from Arsène Wenger, and that became apparent when he uttered the immortal words, "I haven't seen it." It works both ways, of course. Arteta's refusal to comment on refereeing decisions gives him the luxury of playing dumb when decisions go his way. Many would suggest that Bournemouth shouldn't have had a goal disallowed for a challenge on David Raya, or that Kai Havertz shouldn't have been awarded the penalty that opened the scoring against Bournemouth, as the German left his leg behind to initiate contact with goalkeeper Mark Travers. Arteta, however, managed to sidestep effortlessly. "I don't know," he said when asked if Havertz went down easily. "Kai is not someone who dives, but I still haven't seen the image." It's not exactly a subtle adjustment by Arteta, and the real test will come if there's another high-stakes moment against Newcastle that goes against his team. But the Spaniard will be aware that this new approach has avoided a potential storm of controversy for his team. People forget that Arteta is still a very young manager, and this seems to be where he's learning. And if you are a Gunners and follow our channel, you already know that we are bringing the most exclusive news from the front line every day, and if you are new here, don't miss out and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss anything we post from Arsenal. Thanks.